everyone, SWOT analysis is something that you hear about a lot. If you're wondering how you can use SWOT analysis to your advantage, how you can use it not only for yourself internally, how you can use it externally for your competitors, I'm going to explain what are some questions you can look into. I'm also going to share with you how I use SWOT analysis in my own agency, which has helped us when we first got started and introduced training in our agency, and we were competing with polytechnics, universities, and how we could stand out from the crowd, how we could position ourselves from competitors who have been in the market for very long, or they are institutes, they have credibility. So there are many ways to position yourself in the industry, whether you are in the financial advisory business, you are a property agent, you run a small business, an F&B business. This SWOT analysis activity is going to help you greatly. So if you are ready, let's dive into the video.
A quick introduction of myself. I am Charmaine. I've been doing digital marketing training for the last, I think, since 2015, 8 years. Yeah, but I've been helping clients since 2010. And a lot of my clients, or my more recent clients, are towards the education and financial institutions and the IHLs as well, Institute for Higher Learning. So I do a bit of business and marketing mentorships at the entrepreneurship clubs, or they call it the innovation centers at SUTD, NUS, and Temasek Poly. So that's a bit of my background. I do a lot of digital marketing training at Institute for Adult Learning and Singapore Business Federation. Falco Academy is a new collaboration we just started a few months ago. So happy to share more with you as we move along the workshop today. Many of you will be very familiar with SWOT analysis, but I want to share with you how I use it as well and how you can look at SWOT analysis. So strengths, what are some questions you can ask yourself is not only your network, right? But what do people see as your strengths? Okay, so list them down. You might need some time after the webinar to do this activity. So list out all these things. You might need to speak to people who know you recently, people who know you for a long time. Try not to only talk to people who know you recently. Try to also talk to people who have known you for many years, 3, 5, 10 years. And what values and ethics sets you apart from your peers? Like I mentioned to you, for me, I enjoy teaching, I enjoy sharing, but more than that, I want to help people who may not be able to kind of join me at my workshops as well, right? I want to explain certain concepts. I want to break down myths, misconceptions, maybe even some rumors about social media or about digital marketing. All of us have weaknesses. It's good to list them down. You can ask people as well, right? Most of us who are good at closing, we might not be very good at our branding, our marketing. Okay, so some people, maybe you're good at marketing, you're just not as good in closing, in follow-up, right? So what are some of these negative habits that you can list out and look at closely after this activity? What do other people see, okay, as your weakness? Where can you improve, right? What are you afraid to do or most likely to avoid? So these are some questions that you can ask yourself. And I'm going to share it with you later how I use it at my own agency and how we could differentiate ourselves when we first started out in 2016. Opportunities. Are there new products in your industry? Are there new ways to acquire leads and customers? There are many ways. And if you're not leveraging on it yet, it's an opportunity for you to get started. Okay, what are some things you can do differently from your peers? Say more than 50% are not showing up online yet, and you do it, you are already different. Okay. Is there a new technology in your industry that can help you in your work? I would like to say that you can look at your strengths and ask yourself if they open up any opportunities. For me, my strength is creating and writing curriculums, and I update my curriculums very quickly, and I respond to the needs of my clients and the industry very quickly. And that is my strength, even if you compare it with IHLs like Institute for Higher Learning, like polytechnics, universities, right? So that is my strength. And this open up opportunities as well. And look at your weakness, ask if it could open up opportunities if you eliminate these weaknesses as well. External factors that could affect you. A lot of us in the training space, maybe even in financial advisory, we never would have thought that there's something that could have stopped us from meeting one another. Like for me would be to conduct face-to-face workshops, right? So we have to jump online. It's easy for me, but I know that a lot of trainers actually struggle with this. So how can you look at these threats, and how can you have a defense mechanism to protect you from these things that may happen. It may be very soon. You might think that, oh, finally we are out of COVID, right? But you may never know what will happen, right? Have defense mechanism, have your digital brand out on social media. People, customers who are very savvy, they prefer to maybe even buy their own financial products, invest their own money, ETFs, right? So where do you come in? How do you differentiate yourself such that they are more at ease working with you, prefer to work with you than doing it themselves? Okay, so these are some things to think about when it comes to threats. Now, I share with you how I use it when I first started a little bit more actively in 2016, when my competitor were IHLs, polytechnics, universities at that point of time were still not doing as much digital marketing courses, but by COVID, they were all doing digital marketing courses, and there were much more funding. I look at their weaknesses as well. So you can do SWOT analysis on competitors externally, not only internally. So when I did this for IHLs, polytechnics especially, I say that, they are non-practitioners who are teaching these curriculums. They only run 4 workshops a year. So how can I turn this into my strengths? I tell people that I'm a practitioner. I run certain campaigns, and I share all these live case studies. I ask participants for reviews, and they share openly on Facebook. Especially at that point of time, we were doing a lot of Facebook reviews, but nowadays we ask for more Google reviews than Facebook reviews. And I turn this into my strength by running workshops every single month. And when participants come to me and they tell me like, oh, I was looking at this workshop, but then they didn't have it, in this month that I wanted, or next month, it was only the following month, something like that. So they came to me so I could position myself when I understood the weaknesses of my competitors. Okay, and they are slow to react to changes. So when, say, for example, even recently, right, ChatGPT. So we could roll out very quickly AI courses. So something to think about, even with SWOT analysis, you could use it to position yourself differently. UVP, what's your unique value proposition? I would say that the big question is really, why should they choose you? Why should your customers choose you? Use simple language to reach out to appeal to your audiences. Define clearly what you offer, okay, and explain how you relieve a certain pain point for people, your customers. You can address myths, rumors, misconceptions as well. So these are some things to consider. Okay. Also, your UVP, your unique value proposition, should be easy for your audience to understand. Should be easy for you to remember. And it should sound very natural. It shouldn't be bombastic words such as very difficult for people to understand or just doesn't come out naturally. And it should be verifiable. So if you say that you are something, but it is not very verifiable online, they can't see that, oh, you are really sharing all these things online, you are doing this and that, then it's not verifiable. We call this social proof, right? So today, even last time, but especially after COVID, right? If you have no social proof, it's not good news. It's not good news for anyone, any business. It's not good news at all. So most importantly, the value proposition is not about you, it's about your customers as well. So there is a quote, one of my favorite quotes from Albert Einstein is, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Okay, so if you're expecting marketing to be easier for you, client acquisition to be different for you, quality of leads to be different for you in 2024, okay, do something different. Don't do the same thing and expect a different result. We need to think about how we want to do marketing differently.